Over the centuries, the intervention of heaven has not been lacking upon earth. In recent times, Our Lady has been manifesting her power and her presence in quite a few places upon earth. But if we go back in time, we can see that the pattern is already there. Often it is linked with great stress and distress. At Monteberico, Our Lady appeared and wanted to spare the people from a terrible plague, and the bishop was asked to the person who saw her to build a chapel in her honor, but he wouldn't listen. But the plague got worse. Eventually they insisted. The bishop had nothing to lose, and he yielded, and things began to happen. A beautiful church was built, and there are promises linked to it from that time, that those who went there on the first Sunday of the month would receive great favors and graces. She protects all her little children under her mantle. Many are those who have experienced those interventions of Our Blessed Lady in this sacred place, and it happened also when there, convalescing after being in hospital a few years ago, and the exact date was the 23rd of October 2019, and the exact time is on the clock. There it's 25 past midday, and some pictures were taken after praying in the sanctuary, and a few of the same picture just standing outside were taken. But what was the surprise when one, and only one, had a curiosity on it? It was only noticed casually much later, and then zooming in, one could see that it wasn't just a stray beam of sunlight. It was actually a sign. The host was there, and the hint was with it. The host is actually over the eyes and slightly absorbing the vision of one eye, as it were. It is not just an accident. God wanted to drop a hint that the host must be the center of gazing and of thinking, and indeed of living upon earth. One thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the better part. These interventions of heaven are around, and we know from many testimonies of the high concentration of these interventions in places of Our Lady's presence. One in our time is Medjugorje, and I have even pictures here of things which have happened in recent times. We have, for instance, this picture of Krzyżowiak, where there are two figures there who are not there. Is it Our Blessed Lady and St. Joseph, or is it Our Lady and St. John, the foot of the cross? Whatever it is, they are not there as human beings, but that is something which has been given as a sign. Our Lady and St. Joseph are certainly involved with what goes on in earth in the life of their devotees. And on the clouds also she appears, and she can be seen weeping. Krzyżowiak itself, the cross, where there is a relic of the Holy Cross, is known to have things happening, and here we have something resembling the tongues of fire of Pentecost. There is power when heaven and earth meet. And Our Lady is looking down. This is a picture which was taken and then made bigger by modern means, and one can see quite clearly that it is Our Lady looking down, and the tears of Our Lady are there. She does look with tears upon this our world, which forgets her divine Son. And if she's coming so often, it's for a good reason, which heaven knows better than we do. One time, in the mid-90s, coming back to the Abbey in Ireland, there was a problem, and Our Lady wanted to indicate that she was weeping at the problem. The little children should not be offended, and also the priesthood should be respected, and the host should not be in any way desecrated but honoured. So a couple of pictures were taken of the same weeping Madonna at Grange Comm. The same bloodshot eyes are seen in both, but only on the second, without any difference between the two or any reflection of the sun whatsoever. The reason for her tears appeared. The host is over her Immaculate Heart, and she weeps because her Son is not well used. Yesterday, I thought about the intervention of heaven, and particularly about this latest miracle which happened at Monte Berico, and I was moved writing this, seeing how close heaven is to earth, and hinting where our attention must be. Jesus in the midst. He must be looked at and thought of and loved in atonement for the abuse of his love. Miracle of the host appearing on the picture. And what is this that stands upon the page, unwrit by human hand? And what old spark of deftly calculed mischief, made of age, old, older than the aeons, split the dark and travelled through our sun, to run this through in ways unknown to magic? What made this blast through our engines small and call me to a pause upon a cause tapped high in bliss? I stand upon a land, a naughty land, where God plays freely with our toys. This should not be allowed in this our day. Yet here he trod and twinkled for a while. Eternity, a second singed forever, and did trace a beamlet of an old beam.